G'day everybody, Matt Fradd here. So my wife and I are having our 17th wedding anniversary, and so I thought to celebrate, we would sit down and answer 5 questions about our relationship independent from each other. So I haven't heard her answers, she hasn't heard mine. Let's go.
So Matt and I first met in Ottawa, Canada, and I remember meeting him in the diocesan office. And I thought he was cute. He had a great accent and he had an amazing singing voice. And he was kind of loud and crazy and really unpredictable.
Well, I first saw my wife on a Net Ministries of Canada pamphlet that they sent to my house in Australia. And I remember seeing it and thinking she was really pretty and hoped I would meet her one day. And then the first time I met her, she was part of our team going to Ireland. So we were on the first Net Ministries team that would be going to Ireland, and they chose alumni. And so she was on the team. And so I was excited to meet her. And I remember she just came down the hall, and my first impression, honestly, was that she was extraordinarily confident, extraordinarily confident and kind of loud. And I just thought, she thinks she's so cool. Like she's chatting with all of the staff, like she knows them really well. Like, who is this girl? That was my first impression of Cameron Fradd. Cameron Mader.
Okay, so this is a really hard question because we were serving with Net, you don't date when you're on Net, but we definitely had moments where I obviously found him attractive. Like, he was cute. There was other guys on our team that also were cute, but I didn't know if I had, I don't know, more feelings or anything. But I remember we were at this pub in Ashton, and it was this little Irish pub in Canada, and we were playing darts. And I felt like everyone else disappeared, and it was just the two of us. And I remember him looking at me a few times and feeling very vulnerable, like that he could like totally just see through me. And I felt like we were the only 2 people in the room. And we actually have a really cool picture of this night. So at this point, I think we knew each other maybe a week. And and I just knew that there was something different about him. And he saw into a part of me that no one else saw, and then everyone else in the pub disappeared, and it was just the 2 of us.
So I remember just becoming really, really good friends with Cameron. I just liked talking to her. I liked hanging out with her. I found her funny and just, really playful. I remember saying to one of my best mates on the team, I wish that I was attracted to Cameron because I like her so much. So at the time, I thought she was pretty, but I wasn't like attracted to her, didn't really want to be more than friends at the time, but I wanted to want to be more than friends. I think there was this time during our ministry in Ireland where for some reason something caused her to cry. And there was something about the vulnerability that I saw in that tear. And I was like, ah. And I think that's when I really wanted to be more than friends. As soon as Net Ministries ended, my teammates flew back to their homes and we were there for the next couple of nights. And that night we came home from the airport and we went into Dublin City and we had a couple of beers. So we went to the Bleeding Horse pub and we kissed. So I think it was probably then that I knew and was quite confident we were going to be more than friends.
Oh, this is a hard one because we didn't go on many because we started talking. He was in Australia. I was in Texas. So we didn't really actually go on many dates, but I went to Australia to like decide if we were more than just friends. And I had 2 weeks to figure that out. And our first day was probably my first date ever. And I think it was actually our first date, our first like official date. And we woke up, I was awake before the sun went up because I was jet lagged, and the house we were staying in, Matt's bedroom was like below. And so he could see my window and he threw pebbles at the window. And, it was before the sun went up, and asked if we wanted to go for a rosary walk. So we went for a rosary walk because I was jet lagged and watched the sunrise. And Matt wrote a song about it. You have to ask him to sing the song. It's really good. But we walked through a bunch of spider webs. And so Matt's like, it's weird because you find that romantic now, but it was gross at the time. But because he's written this song, I have this association. We walked through spider webs, praying the rosary, and had crumpets and tea when we got back, and Vegemite. And after that, we went, Matt planned a picnic lunch. He packed a beautiful white wicker basket and champagne, strawberries, sandwiches. And we went on like this little boat of Brisbane Harbor. And then he laid out a picnic blanket. We chatted. And I don't know, it's just like a great first date day. And then that night he took me to like this gorgeous overlook, and as he says, I rejected him, but I didn't reject him. I just wouldn't let him kiss me because I didn't want to confuse things. So like it went from being like the best date ever to Matt completely shutting down and like, forget about you, I want to be a priest anyhow. And things got awkward after that, but that still would be my favorite date.
Okay, did Cameron talk about meeting Bishop Hurley? Was that her favorite date?
I'm not telling you.
Fair enough. My favorite date with Cameron before, I'm sure there was 1,000 of them and I can't remember them.
We didn't really actually go on many dates.
Okay, here's my favorite one. Yeah, so she was oh no, this one, there's so many.
We didn't really actually go on many dates.
So she was visiting me in Australia and I drove her to this lovely beach in South Australia called Port Hughes. And we just laid, I mean, I don't want to gross anybody out, but we just laid on the beach just holding each other, hugging each other. And it was beautiful because, I mean, we saved our sexuality until marriage, a gift of sex till marriage. And so there was nothing impure about it, but it was just beautiful just to lay with her. Oh, I know what she probably said. She probably said the kangaroo thing when I took her to that big date, made her hold a koala bear and it pooped in her hand.
I'm not telling you.
That was my favorite. I take it back. That was my favorite. I picked her. Well, she probably already said this, so I'm not going to even say it. I had lots of fun dates with my beautiful bride, Cameron.
We didn't really actually go on many dates.
So Exodus 90 have sent me a box of stuff that I want to open. I haven't opened it. I have no idea what is in this box. The fellas at Exodus are doing something called St. Michael's Lent, which is a traditional practice within the church that a lot of people don't know about. It starts on the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary and goes for 40 days. And this is something that tens of thousands of men around the world are going to engage in. So it's great ascetical practices to take your prayer life to the next level. Go to exodus90.com/Matt to learn more about it and join the wait list. Oh, you know what? I think it's open because my wife dropped it off and Yes, it is open, but thank you for the offer for the knife. All right, let's look at what we have here. Exodus. My wingman slays dragons. So a cool tumbler, thank you. Very good, very good. You seeing that okay?
Yeah, hold it up close to your face. Bring your face back into the mic. Yep. Thank you.
You like that'll do? Ooh, this is a sweet shirt. Okay, so I guess this is the theme we're going with. My wingman slays dragons, and it's really soft. And they said, what size are you? And I said, definitely large. You could wear it, but...
No, throw it at me. I want to feel it. You said it was soft.
Doesn't that feel good?
Oh, it's very soft.
Oh, wow. Okay, we also have a bunch of holy mackerel. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's okay. You probably can't see that.
Bring that back to your face.
But they are
back.
beautiful.
Yep. Very cool.
Beautiful paintings of St. Michael the Archangel stepping on the throat of Lucifer with a burning sword, and it looks like he's about to shove it down his throat. That's kind of cool. Yeah, well, and I think it looks like a more of a lengthy St. Michael prayer on the back. I love it, I love it, I love it. Ooh, we have a book that is wrapped up here. By the way, all of this is available on their store, and I'm going to put a link to the Exodus 90 store as well as the St. Michael's Lent below. Ooh, Exorcisms, the battle against Satan and his demons. St. Vincent Lampert, who we've had on the show twice.
Father Vincent Lampert?
Father Vincent, what did I say?
Saint?
I'm so glad you're here. I don't know how I ever made it on my own. What is this? The best wingman you'll ever have. Okay, these are like contact me cards, I guess, that you put on the back of at your parish or something. Stickers. And a really nice... Okay, this is what I should have shown. This is really what I should have shown. This is the big St. Michael. Massive thank you to Exodus for doing all this great work. You guys are just doing a terrific job helping men, live as men. Awesome stuff. Exodus90.com/Matt. Check it out.
So I was a youth minister and I had confirmation classes that evening. and Matt called me and really wanted me to come hang out with him. We had like this coffee shop at our church, and the teens were like playing with the ball. I got hit with the ball in my eye, and I think I had a black eye when he proposed, and I was wearing like t-shirt and jeans. So I don't know, as a girl, you never expect to get proposed to when you don't have makeup on, you're wearing t-shirt and jeans. So I didn't think he was going to propose, but he really wanted me to go meet him at his church. And my secretary at the time was like, go, I'll take care of this evening stuff. And I'm like, no, I can't leave. And she's like, no. This guy moved from the other side of the world. Like, he wants you to go spend time with him. I'll run this stuff. Go. And Matt sang this beautiful song by Ben Harper. And it's Forever. Oh, don't tell him I forgot the name of it. Oh no, it's called Forever. Yeah. Okay. It's called Forever. I remembered. I'm the one in the relationship when people are like, how long have you been married? I'm like, 5 years. And Matt's like, it's been 7. Seriously? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like,
it's been 17.
Yeah, I know it's been 17 now. Thank you. Yes, okay. 17 years now. But it was Ben Harper, Forever. And it was a beautiful song. And I thought that would be a great song to sing to someone when you're going to propose. But obviously he's not going to propose because I have a black eye, my hair in a ponytail, no makeup on, and jeans and a t-shirt. And then we go to his church, and behind the back of his church, actually, we have another friend who got engaged at the exact same parish. Asian and his wife, he did the exact same thing as Matt, but he didn't like candles. So it's a Sacred Heart Garden. It's in Friendswood, and there's like this little Sacred Heart Garden area behind it.
Real quick, we should clarify. Asian is the guy's name.
Yes. Yes, sorry. Asian proposed to his fiance. Yes. No, his girlfriend. His name is
Asian.
Yes, that is his name. He proposed in the same spot as Matt, which is just a fun fact. Random that both these guys now live in Steubenville. But both of us said yes. So if you're a guy listening and you want to propose to your girlfriend, go to Friendswood, Texas. There's a Sacred Heart Garden. But no, we got to the garden and there was candles lit everywhere, like tons of candles. And both Matt and I had a strong devotion to the Sacred Heart. And all I remember is Matt leading like a really big, long, beautiful prayer. And in my mind, I thought, if he doesn't propose, I'm going to punch him in the face. Because it was a big, beautiful prayer, and there was candles, and like my heart was like racing, and he asked me to say a prayer, and all I could say is, Lord, your will be done. Amen. Because that's all I had in me. And then he got down on one knee, pulled out the ring, and I said yes. I
actually bought my engagement ring in Australia before I even moved to Texas. But even after I had moved to Texas, there were still some doubts. Am I making the right decision? Is God calling me to be a priest after all? I don't know, just the kind of cold feet that people have before they make a big decision, I suppose. And I remember one afternoon I called my mate Mark Bennett. Hi, Mark, if you're watching, in Brisbane. And I said, yeah, mate, look, I'm thinking of proposing, obviously, but I'm like a little nervous. I'm just not sure if it's the right decision. I don't know. And he said the following words: "What the bloody hell are you talking about, you idiot? She's better than you anyway. You should propose before she figures that out." That's pretty much verbatim. That night I proposed to her. So I was working at Mary Queen in Friendswood, Texas at the time. And so I got, like 50 candles or something and placed them around the statue of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, which is in a grotto just behind our church. And I lit them all. And then probably very illegally left them there and went and got Cameron. And yeah, I proposed to her. So I brought her into the garden and I said, hey, I know we're going to go out for dinner, but I'd love to stop and pray first for a little bit. So we did that. And yeah, I was just telling her how much I loved her. And then, yeah, got down on one knee and said, Cameron, will you marry me? That's how I proposed to Cameron. Oh, I will say this. On the internet, I remember looking up on the internet, like good ways to propose. And the best bit of advice I got, and this is good for those of you out there who are about to propose, is it's not the location that makes the engagement special or the proposal special. It's the proposal that makes the location special. So I thought that was really good.
My advice is don't wait till you're ready. If we had waited till we were ready to get married, I think we would just be married for like a year, maybe 2 years at this point. And same with having kids. Like, don't wait till you're ready. Like, you're given the grace in the moment. So for us, when we got married, Matt technically was illegal, unemployed, and I was a youth minister without a degree. Neither of us had degrees. We weren't like ready in anyone's standards, but we felt called to marriage. On that that same trip that I talked about, that first date, my favorite date ever, the moment I knew Matt was going to be my husband, his bishop prayed over us. And C.S. Lewis has this great quote, "Love is friendship caught on fire." And I had prayed that for a long time prior. And I didn't know at this point if I liked him as just friends or more than friends. And I remember the bishop praying over us and me just praying that my heart would be open and that the Lord would make his will apparent. And then the bishop knelt down before us, and Matt and I were standing there praying over him. And I knew in that moment, I felt my heart just ignite. And I was like, this is friendship caught on fire. Like, this is the man I'm going to marry and spend the rest of my life with. And I remember asking the Lord, like, okay, but you know me, like, you need to make this very clear. And just said a little prayer. And then the bishop looked at Matt and said, just as we need holy priests and bishops, we also need good holy husbands and fathers. And that was my confirmation. This is the man I'm going to marry. And we weren't ready. Don't worry about being ready. If you love someone greatly and you desire their good and you feel the Lord is calling you to marriage, do it. Get married. You can be poor together. I'm thankful that we were very poor in our early years and that we grew up together. It's been 17 years. And I feel like only recently do either of us feel like grown-ups. And yeah, God is good. Like, he will give you the grace. Marriage isn't easy. It's hard. It has lots of struggles and crosses, but it's good. It is our path to heaven. And I'm really happy to be doing it with my husband. And I just wish you the best of luck.
So what I've learned over the 17 years of our marriage is there's just I could write books on it, I suppose, but marriage is really hard because it involves laying down the walls and barriers that you naturally build up over the years to protect yourself from people's attacks and criticisms. And now all of a sudden you're in this relationship with somebody where you can't go anywhere. And the temptation is, I think, every day, really, or maybe that's a bit hyperbolic, but it's going to continually be to kind of raise a wall, to kind of keep yourself separate from this spouse so that she can't hurt you, so that he can't hurt you. And I think the challenge of marriage is really laying down those walls, laying down those weapons, and being vulnerable before the other. I think being vulnerable with your spouse is essentially saying, here I am. Like, if you wanted to crush me, you could. You know everything about me. You know my heart. You really could hurt me with the information you have. Please don't. It's a difficult thing to kind of give yourself to another sinful human being, but vulnerability is key. I would also say, and this is something that if you're not yet married, you won't be able to understand. Because I think when we first meet somebody and we fall in love and we get engaged and we get married, we know intellectually that that person is not God. We know intellectually that that person cannot satisfy all of my desires. But I think we kind of think that. And within a week, within a year, within 10 years, you realize really strongly that this woman, however beautiful she is, and Cameron's a beautiful woman and I love her, she's a fallen daughter of Eve, and I'm a fallen son of Adam. And so I cannot go to her and expect her to give me only what God can give me. I also can't go to her with that deepest question of my heart, namely, who am I? These deep questions about identity and purpose cannot come from your spouse. They have to come from God. And when I'm at my best, and very often I'm not, but when I'm at my best, I want to bring my strength to her and provide my strength for her, to anticipate her needs, to know what she needs even when she doesn't, and to seek to satisfy those needs. When I'm at my, worst, or just when I'm weak, and this is very often, I kind of go looking for something from her, satisfy something in me. But I think so, wrapping those things together, I would say, to be vulnerable and to be open continually with your spouse is a difficult thing, but it's a necessary thing so that you can continue to grow in beautiful friendship, and that your spouse is not God and cannot answer those most profound questions that we have. And I think a lot of marriages end because the man or the woman goes to the other looking for those questions to be answered, and they just can't be. So God first, spouse second, children third.